everyone! So you may have seen the new 4 block printing kits we launched last night and we're really excited about them. There's some new designs that we haven't featured before and we really hope you're going to like them. So I just want to jump on because I'm going to show you a couple of tips and advice because these 4 kits are all focusing on 2-colour block printing, which can make a couple of people a bit nervous if you haven't tried it before, but it's a really great way to kind of add more detail to your prints and just widen your block printing abilities and your techniques that you have, so that when you come to print something new, you're going to know some more tricks and things. So these are tea towel kits we've released. So each kit has 2 cotton tea towels, it has your printing block, 2 pots of fabric paint, 2 sponge dabbers, instructions and a picture of the finished item to help you with your printing when you're at home. And these are really great kits if you're a beginner. They're a great place to start out with. They're very simple and easy to follow, but also if you're an advanced printer, it's a great way to add to your collection and get some new blocks and ideas. And really it's all about just inspiring each other to keep coming up with new ideas and just different ways of printing. So these are the 4 kits. So I printed all 4 designs on a piece of paper. So I've used the fabric paint that's in the kit. So you can use the paint for fabric and paper, and I'll talk you through the kits. So the first one we have is this blue dot and star. I love this one. It's a bit different to anything we've done before, but I really like the design that it's come up with. And also because you get the 2 blocks in the kit, you can always do something just spotty or just starry. So that's a really nice one. The next one is a bit more girly and a bit more feminine than we normally do. I don't often play with hearts, but this is a raspberry and rose heart, which is really nice. It's got the really nice light pink in the middle with the darker rose on the outside. So if you're looking for something a bit more girly, this one is for you. Then we've got the very cheery sunny sunflower, using a really nice terracotta for the middle and the mustard on the outside. This one I think everybody will like, and who doesn't like a sunflower? And then the last kit is my favourite, which is the Indian tree. Now this design we see a lot when I travel to Jaipur, and it's printed on lots of fabrics in India, so it's a really popular design there. And I haven't really done anything with it before, so it was really nice to have a chance to play with it. Now we've done this in teal and sage, so they're quite similar colours, but we've done the lighter colour in the middle and the darker colour on the outside, and it works really well. And actually I printed my kitchen tea towels with this set and they look amazing. So I'm really happy with this and I hope you'll like it as much as I do. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna change the camera around so you're looking down at my printing table, and I'm gonna give you some printing tips, just so that if you want to have a go at these at home, you'll feel confident and ready to get started. And I'll just give you some advice and like some pointers that I find really helpful and that I've noticed when others do 2-colour block printing. So I'll change the screen around and we'll get started. I've got the different kits in front of me and I've got all the blocks here that come in the kit. Now I'm just going to show you a little tester on just small bits of fabric. This is our tea towel fabric, so you'll see how it comes out on here. So the first one I'm going to start with is the star and dot. Now this one we're going to start it and then leave it, and you'll see why. So I've got my sponge dabbers. Now in the kit comes the correct size sponge dabber to what we're using. So if it's for more detailed work, we send you the smaller dabbers, and if it's for something bigger and more solid, we send you the bigger dabbers. So first of all, we've got the star and dot. So for this one, you have to print the solid dot first as a base. So we've got our dabber, tap that on and print this, and then we're going to leave it to dry. Now, something we get asked a lot about the more solid blocks is when you print a solid block, it comes out a little bit cloudy. It doesn't come out perfect solid colour. And we get asked quite a lot of questions about this, and that is just because the block is solid. When you print something that's more detailed with thinner lines, you don't notice this. It comes out as kind of stronger colour. Whereas when you print something that's very solid, it does come out cloudy. It's just the block printing effect. So it's kind of personal preference. Some people don't mind the cloudiness and, you know, not the solid colour. They like that effect, and others would much prefer just to use you know, more detailed blocks where you don't get this kind of patchiness, because sometimes people think that they're printing it wrong, whereas in matter of fact they're not. That's just how it comes out. So with this design, what we want to do is you print the solid block first. Now this would be really good just for doing a spotty tea towel or, you know, spotty wrapping paper. You can just use this block on its own. But for this one, we print the spot first and then we print the star over the top. But we do need to let it dry. So we're going to come back to this one in a little bit. We're going to let this dry for now. So the next one, let's look at the raspberry and rose heart. So for this one, a tip that I like to do is to find the middle of your fabric. We always fold it in half and then again. So you can do this with your tea towel as well. So you can find where the centre is. And then normally we'd start working from the centre out. So with this design, you've got 2 small sponge dabbers. So I do the rose first. Now, using your sponge dabber, you can be quite accurate. And I just tap the middle bit with the rose. And then with the raspberry and the very small dabber, I go around the edge and add the raspberry to the dots. Now it doesn't matter if you go over the edge a little bit because that colour blend is nice, especially with these 2 colours, they really complement each other. So going to do that. Start in the centre, give it a wiggle and then up. And you can see there you've got a really nice simple 2 colour design. So that is how we recommend printing this one. So you can see me do this. Just very slowly and gently mixing the 2 colours. Now, as you can see, I'm always adding, and tend to do this with all the designs, always add the lighter colour first and then the dark colour on top so that you don't lose that dark colour. If you put the dark colour on first, it can, you know, tend to kind of take over the whole block and then you won't get to see your light colour as much. So it's best to do the light first. And with this, like a bit of advice that I give you is when you're trying to apply several colours to your block, sometimes when you're trying to be very detailed or careful, you can end up not applying enough paint. I see that quite a lot in 2 colour prints that customers are trying to do. There's often not enough paint on the block and it can come out a bit patchy. So just make sure, I know you can always try and be precise with where you put the paint, but always make sure you're putting enough on. I mean, don't be worried, like if I'm dabbing here, the paint is going onto the rose, the raspberry is going onto the rose, but it doesn't matter because if I'm too careful, I won't get enough paint on it and then the print won't come out. You can see here it's a little bit patchy, whereas I've got more confident here and there's starting to be a bit more of a colour mix between the 2, but it means I'm getting enough paint on. So again, last one, raspberry all around the outside on the dots and then down. So there we have it, a lovely 2 colour rose and raspberry dotty heart. So the next one we can do is the lovely Sunny Sunflower. Now I love this one. We've got a really nice terracotta and mustard paint for this. Now with this one we actually do apply the dark colour first, but just because it's very easy to apply it. So what I do is, we've got a very small dabber for this, and just lightly tap the terracotta just on the middle part of the flower. Because it's circular, it's quite easy to keep the 2 colours separate, but it doesn't matter if they do overlap. And then we're going to do the mustard around the outside. Again, using the round dabber really helps for this. So start in the middle and work our way out. With this design, I do like a little bit of a colour blend in the middle. I don't mind if the terracotta goes over a little bit or the mustard goes over a little bit. It's nice just to have that kind of blended colour change. Right, and I'm coming to the end of this one. I really love this Sunny Sunflower. It looks gorgeous, and who doesn't love a nice, bright, cheery flower? Now, you could definitely do more colour blending between them if you wanted. You could add more yellow to the middle. But with this one, I do quite like leaving them separate and just having the really nice terracotta middle and the bright yellow petals. So let's do one more half print. And there we have it, a lovely terracotta and mustard Sunny Sunflower. So onto the sage and teal tree. Like I said, I absolutely love this one. It's my favourite, and I just think the colours are so subtle but blend, they blend really nicely together. So for this one, I've got my sage and teal here. So what I do first with this one is add the sage first. So how I printed mine was I just printed the trunk sage and then just the middle bit of the tree, just trying to get the kind of branches and things that you can see. And then with my teal, I was trying to add this all the way round on the leaves. So it was that kind of nice light middle with the darker outside. So let's print that. You can see there, hopefully, that really gorgeous colour mix. So I've nearly finished this gorgeous tree. I just love this tree. It is gorgeous. Like I said, it just reminds me of India and Jaipur, and I just think it's a very, it's very stylish, this print. So I think it would look great in a lot of people's homes. Also on cushion covers and things, it would look great. So like I was saying, in the kit, there is 2 tea towels. Now the paint provided in the kit would definitely be enough to do more than 2. You could probably do 4 or 5 tea towels with the paint that we provide. So you could always print something else after, once you've done the tea towels. You could print yourself a cushion cover, or, even matching napkins or a tablecloth, whatever you fancy. But these are just very simple 2-colour printing kits. It should hopefully help boost people's confidence that, lots of people might just be doing single colour printing. So this is a really easy way to start doing a bit more 2-colour and detailed printing. So that's the gorgeous tree design. There we have it, some gorgeous teal trees. Now back on to our star and dot. So early when I printed this, it's now dry. It dries really quickly, but you do want to make sure it's completely dry as you're printing over the top. You don't want there to be any colour run. And now using the darker blue, I'm going to print the star over the top. So what I'd suggest to do is, if you're printing your tea towel with this, print the blue spot first, all over, leave it to dry for 10 minutes, and then you can come back and add the star. Just printing this directly over the top, so you're getting it right in the middle. And there we have it, a lovely 2-colour block printing design. So hopefully you can see how effective these designs are. These are really nice new kits. We really hope you're going to like them as much as we do. And it's just a couple of new design ideas, just something a little bit different to give you some inspiration for your own printing projects at home. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy block printing!